So, you've done all the hard work, right? You've got your calories figured out, you're hitting your macros, you're crushing it in the gym, and you're seeing results. Awesome. But then, it just stops. The scale gets stubborn, the mirror kind of looks the same day after day, so what do you do now? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. We're talking about the art of self-coaching, how you can become your own coach and make those smart, effective adjustments when progress hits a wall.
I absolutely love this quote from Teddy Roosevelt. It just perfectly captures the whole spirit of self-coaching, doesn't it? It's all about taking complete ownership of your journey. You are in the driver's seat, and with the right tools, you can steer yourself right past any roadblock.
You know, here's the thing about any fitness plan, no matter how perfect it seems at the start. It's a moving target. Your body is smart. Your metabolism adapts, your composition changes, and what worked like magic for the first few weeks might not work so well a couple months in. A plateau isn't a sign that you've failed, it's just a signal that it's time to make a little adjustment. It's time for you to step into that coach role.
Okay, but before you go changing anything, you need to stop guessing and start measuring, right? A good coach never makes decisions based on a gut feeling alone. They use data. And lucky for us, building your own data dashboard is surprisingly simple.
These are your 3 essentials, your non-negotiables. First up, the scale. Now, I want you to weigh yourself most days of the week, but, and listen, this is super important, we only care about the weekly average. Daily weigh-ins will drive you crazy with fluctuations. That's just noise. Next, circumference measurements, especially your waist. This is a fantastic, honest indicator of fat loss. And finally, progress photos. Seriously, the mirror can play tricks on you, but photos taken in the same lighting, same pose, they tell the truth.
All right, so you're collecting all this great data. Now what? Well, you need a rule to guide your decisions. And the most important rule in all of self-coaching is actually the simplest one. It's designed to stop you from making those panicked, knee-jerk changes that can totally sabotage your progress.
No, really, this is it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Once or twice a month, sit down and look at all your data together. If that data, as a whole, shows that you're still moving towards your main goal, like if your waist measurement is still trending down and fat loss is your goal, then you do nothing. Don't change a single thing. Patience is literally a superpower in this game. If it's working, let it keep working.
Okay, but what if it is broke? What if the data is crystal clear and confirms that, yep, you've hit a genuine plateau? Well, that's when you, the coach, step in and make a calculated, intelligent change. Let's break down the 2 most common scenarios you're going to face.
So it almost always comes down to one of these 2 things, right? Either your fat loss is completely stalled out, or you're just not building muscle anymore. We're going to tackle the fix for each one step by step.
Let's kick things off with fat loss. Your main goal is to get leaner, but for the last, say, 3 to 4 weeks, the data has been screaming, we are stuck. Your waist measurement hasn't budged, your scale average is flat, and the photos look identical. Yep, progress has stopped.
You've basically got 2 big levers you can pull to get that engine started again. You can either increase your caloric deficit by eating a little bit less, or you can increase it by burning a little bit more through cardio. The key here is you don't have to do both. Just pick one.
Now, if you choose to reduce calories, think like a surgeon, not a butcher. We're talking about a very small, precise drop of about 100 to 250 calories per day. And here's the most important part. You pull those calories from your carbs or your fats. You leave your protein alone. Protein is what's protecting your hard-earned muscle while you're in a deficit. Don't touch it.
All right, let's flip the script. What if your goal is to build muscle? The signs of a stall here can be a little bit trickier to spot. Your weekly average weight just isn't climbing. And maybe your photos show you're looking a bit leaner, but you're not seeing that extra size you're working so hard for. But before you do anything,
you have to ask yourself a couple more questions. Building muscle is a way slower process than losing fat. So, first question, are your lifts still going up? Are you getting stronger in the gym? If the answer is yes, you are probably still gaining muscle, even if it's hard to see. And also, are you an advanced lifter? The more experienced you are, the slower progress gets. We're talking months, not weeks. So patience is key.
But if you've been patient and your strength in the gym is stalled out right alongside your body weight, well, then the answer is pretty clear. To kickstart muscle growth again, you need to increase your caloric surplus. You've got to give your body more of the raw materials it needs to build.
So the fix is to add a little fuel back into the tank, somewhere between 100 to 500 calories a day. If you've been stuck for a while, maybe aim for that higher end. If you're just starting to slow down, a smaller bump is probably all you need. And just like before, these extra calories should come from carbs and fats to power you through those tough workouts.
So those are the small adjustments, the week-to-week, month-to-month stuff. But great coaching is also about seeing the big picture, right? The long game. Eventually, you'll need to know when it's time to shift your entire focus, like switching from a building phase to a fat loss phase, or the other way around. Let's look at the signals for that.
When is it time to put the brakes on a building phase and start a cut? Well, the signs are usually pretty clear. Maybe your priorities have just changed and you want to lean out for summer. Or, more often, you've just gained a little more body fat than you're comfortable with. Other big signals are when muscle gain slows to a crawl, or you start feeling kind of sluggish and you're not getting those awesome pumps in the gym anymore.
And on the flip side, when do you finally end a diet and get back to building? The most obvious one is you hit your goal. You're as lean as you want to be. But it could also be that fat loss has just hit a brick wall, or you're just feeling completely run down from being in a deficit for so long. Your performance in the gym, your energy, your mood, those are all telling you it might be time to switch gears.
So there you have it, the tools to gather your data, a golden rule to guide you, and a simple playbook for making adjustments. You never have to be paralyzed by a plateau ever again. You now have the framework to look at the situation, analyze it, and make a smart, informed decision. The power is literally in your hands. So coach, what's your next move?